Andrew Tate's reputation isn't just about luxury cars, social media, wild statements, or global fame. It's about fearlessness, a brand built on challenging authority. For more than a year, Tate told the world he wasn't afraid of anyone or anything. He taunted governments, told prosecutors to come and get him, and insisted that innocent men don't run. He even posted videos laughing off the idea of extradition, claiming his name was so powerful no country would dare hold him. But now, Andrew Tate is in American custody, fighting to avoid being shipped across the Atlantic to face trial in Britain, and it's not just the authorities closing in. This isn't a meme cycle. This isn't a repeat of Romania. This isn't theater. This time for Andrew Tate, the script has flipped, and the power dynamics fueling his rise may finally be turning against him. Let's make something clear. Andrew and Tristan Tate aren't just facing another local court hearing. They're under arrest in America at the request of the British government, staring down nearly 60 criminal charges spanning over a decade, some of them among the most serious allegations you can face in the Western world. Now, remember how Tate's previous arrests played out. Media frenzy, massive online outrage, the Free Tate rallying cry flooding your feed, influencers running campaigns, memes everywhere, and then almost as quickly release. Back on the grind, crisis averted, but not this time. The energy online is different, muted. There's no flood of big-name supporters. You're seeing less street protest, less viral unity. Even Tate's own fans are quieter, posing more questions than ever before. When public energy drops, risk calculation in politics changes. For all of Tate's bravado, the heat he used to bring is now suddenly missing. This time the conversation isn't, will he walk? It's, how long will he sit? How serious are the allegations really? What shifted? And whether you're a fan, a critic, or just fascinated by the saga, you feel it. This isn't 2022. This is something else. Lawyer drama is nothing new in high-profile criminal cases. But this time, Andrew Tate's lawyer took a risk that could backfire in a way legal teams typically avoid. Here's what happened. While making the case against extradition, he publicly referenced Secretary of State Marco Rubio's son, implying essentially, imagine your child, one allegation, life ruined. Was it an attempt to humanize the situation? Maybe, draw a parallel, sure, but here's the problem. When you invoke the child of one of the most powerful players in the U.S. government during an international extradition battle, you cross an invisible line. No matter how subtle the implication, it becomes less about your client and more about perceived pressure, even threat. You can appeal to empathy. You can call for fairness. But in American politics, direct or implied pressure, especially on someone's family, isn't just inappropriate, it's seen as dangerous. This isn't the approach of a legal team brimming with confidence. This is a move you make when the walls feel like they're closing in. So instead of winning sympathy, what does it create? More resistance, more scrutiny, more pressure. And it makes one thing very clear: strategy, when driven by desperation, not conviction, can burn bridges, not build them. Let's cut right through the noise. Is Elon Musk really defending Andrew Tate? And more importantly, does it matter? Here's what went down. Elon Musk replied agree to a post that said British authorities protect their own but go after outsiders, pointing out British police's record with famous protected figures. He's spoken out repeatedly against the UK criminalizing online speech. He's gone further on American podcasts, arguing against jailing people for Facebook posts, especially as the owner of X. But here's the core question. Does a tweet from a billionaire change the course of international criminal proceedings? No, this is not a PR war. This is about treaties, evidence, and courtrooms, not online acclaim. Elon's support might boost Tate's morale, fuel online debate, and trigger headlines, but it does not translate to legal immunity. No amount of viral clout, not even the richest man alive, can rewrite the rules when serious charges are in play. Especially when minors and sex crime allegations enter the picture. American audiences, we get how clout and power overlap, but cross a certain legal threshold, and every institution, every official is forced to ask, would supporting this be worth the blowback? Elon might champion free speech and challenge governments, but real-world legal jeopardy isn't solved by going viral. The harsh lesson here: internet influence and institutional process don't always mix. What's the biggest threat to a modern influencer in crisis? Not just the allegations against them, but the contradictions in their own story. For over a year, Andrew Tate's message was, if you're innocent, you don't run. Extradite me, see what happens. Put me on trial, I'll destroy your case. Now, his legal team is fighting as hard as possible to avoid extradition. And let's be honest, most lawyers would. If you can delay the process, improve the odds, limit publicity, of course you do it. But perception, not just legal reality, rules the digital era. The internet remembers everything, clips circulate, statements get fact-checked, merged, weaponized, that narrative turn. From fearless rebel, bring me to court, to doing everything possible to avoid facing UK law, it cracks a persona. Fans start to question, was Tate's stand really about principle or about control? Was it about fearlessness or just about staying above the law as long as possible? And in America, where we love rooting for the underdog unless the story starts smelling like hypocrisy, contradiction is the fastest way to lose the narrative. Compare this to the last time Tate was in trouble. Back then, non-stop Free Tate campaigns, influencers lining up memes to the moon, global support that transcended left v's right. Today, silence, complexity, even former defenders, including viral names, are publicly flipping, saying maybe he's actually guilty or just backing away entirely. Why? The crypto accusations that never really disappeared. The religion flip-flopping, using Islam for social power, then disappointing that community. The resurfacing of old how to be a pimp clips. The relentless drumbeat of new allegations, each more serious than the last. In America, celebrity is driven by momentum. If your story is inspiring, controversial, or rebellious, you can ride outrage forever. But once momentum dies, celebrities find out who actually believes in them and who is just along for the ride. Today, Tate's support looks thinner than ever. And in politics, law, or online culture, no one fears a lone wolf. They fear the pack. Time to talk about the system itself. Extradition may sound routine, but for Tate, it's another level of game entirely. Think of it this way: America agrees to transfer him to Britain. No guarantee of bail, high-security prison, maximum isolation, limited outside contact, legal limbo, months, even years, with no resolution, all while awaiting trial. For the first time, Tate is facing real, actual consequences before a conviction is even reached. That's not injustice. That's the cost of being caught in the machinery of international law. And in the US, due process is a bedrock value. But process is often the harshest part of the sentence. It's the punishment before the verdict. Don't let the orange jumpsuit memes distract you. This is what happens to everyone when the state's reputation is on the line. You're held as a lesson, not just a defendant. Let's talk about power and its limits. Andrew Tate built a brand on winning, on beating the matrix, on being untouchable. He gathered millions of followers. He connected publicly with politicians, billionaires, and anyone who wanted a slice of the viral spotlight. But here's the truth: influence isn't immunity. It's just attention. When cases become institutional, when they're not just about you, but about government credibility, brand can actually become liability. Every extra headline, every tweet, every political association, it all makes governments want to be seen as even tougher. This is the problem with becoming a symbol. You're no longer an individual, you're a test, and the system is built to pass tests like this. Let's draw the line right here. If Tate is guilty, he should be sentenced. If he's innocent, the court can clear him. But the war here is deeper than internet tribes and influencer drama. This moment isn't about Tate's ability to trend. It's about the power of the legal process to outlast the loudest voice. And for the first time since Andrew Tate shot to global fame, it looks like the process is winning. For better or for worse, this may be the case that finally shows all of us. No matter how big your clout, no matter who tweets for you, no matter how sharp your persona, institutions win when they decide they have to. And that is why this story is far from over. Coming next week, the Tate extradition hearing, Musk's next move, and whether this wave of influencer legal drama is the start of a new era or just the final act of an old one. Hit the bell, you don't want to miss it.